In this example, we are going to review creating a report. I did, however, want to circle back to our tenant vehicle table. I needed to add a tenant ID to this information. In order to do that, I went back to my design view, inserted a line, so I used insert row, and then I added in the appropriate information when I was back into my table view. Now, I need to create a relationship first. So, in order to do that, I'm going to go to my database tools, relationships. You can see that I already have that existing relationship that we talked about in a previous video. What I want to do is click on Show Table. Now, I want to add this tenant vehicle. So, I have three of my tables, and I want to move this. Now, I can move this wherever I want to, it doesn't really matter. But what I want to do is create a relationship between tenant ID and tenant here. So my tenant ID is matched with my ID here. So my tenants table to my tenant vehicles, my tenant ID to my tenant ID. I do want to enforce that. And if I had a tenant that moves out, I also want it to delete his vehicle. And I forgot to close my tenant table, and you cannot create relationships when the table is open. So once again, tenant ID, we're enforcing and cascading. So there we go. Now, if I go back to my tenant vehicle, you will see that I don't have plus signs here, but in my tenant table, I do have plus signs that show my relationship, that shows that Sally drives a Toyota Camry that is gold with that license plate. Okay, so we have our relationships built now. Now, with our relationships built, we are going to create reports. I'm closing all of those tables just in case, and then I want to create a report using my report wizard. So I want to start with my tenant table, and I want to start with their first name and last name. And then now I want to figure out what car they are driving. So their license plate, make, and model. I want it sorted by first name and last name. You can sort it by other options. So, however you want to do that. Do you want it by grouping? Okay, so if you had four members of the same family, you could group it that way. So, different ways to group it. I want it sorted by license plate. So, here is my report. It lists what their name is, what their license plate is, and the make and model of their vehicle. And that is how you create a report.